put them last every month. And this is 1 month I put my foot down and I refuse to do it. I refuse to put Libra last. Refuse. So guess who's up next? Libra. I got you, Libra. I got you. See that? I almost caught myself doing the same thing. And I'm like, why do I always put them last? What the heck is that? I'm not doing it again. I'm not doing it. I don't know why you guys always end up at the bottom of the pile. It's just a crazy thing. So let's talk about where all of these planets are. I'm actually writing down some notes, you guys, because I tend to get all over the place without notes. And I just like making sure I got my numbers and I put down the actual facts and don't start running off at the mouth because I will run off at the mouth. That's what I do. Okay, so here we go here. Let's get this going. Is that Venus? Okay, that's the 13th. Okay, so, and this is today. So as of today, Libra, as of today, it's actually a good thing. Venus, excuse me, Mars went into Sagittarius. Mars went into Sagittarius today, and it's in your third house of communication. And it's a good thing because I think that whenever that Mars goes anywhere, it tells us where the action is, where the push is, where the energy is, where the drive is. And so for you, the energy and push and drive is in the area of communication. Now, it could be local travel, like just, doing things in your local neighborhood, doing things with like your community and your family members, like, cousins, aunts, uncles, sisters, brothers, that kind of thing. But I really think that it's communication. You're gonna probably feel like, wow, I'm getting way more telephone calls, or wow, I'm getting way more emails, or I don't know, like you might have more people actually even coming to your house, like to visit. You might even, I really see more people coming to visit. I've seen that for Libra all month, and that's because you guys have had a stellium of planets in Capricorn, and that's all down in your fourth house. So, with Pluto, the Sun, Jupiter, Saturn, Venus, the Moon, Mercury, everything's been through that fourth house, every planet almost. And so I can see that you guys have had a really busy home. Your home has been busy. And it's going to start shifting out of just home and family, and it's actually going to start moving into the fifth house, which is love and romance and flirting and dating and kissing and holding and making all kind of sweet little nothings. I love the fifth house anyway. But it also could be like taking chances and playing the lotto and contest of all kinds. That's the fifth house. Also entrepreneurial pursuits, like opening your own business, just taking chances, because that's taking chances, right? So the new moon is going to be there on the 24th. The sun goes there, Aquarius, on the 20th, and Mercury goes into Aquarius on the 16th. So as of the 16th, I mean, my goodness, I think already, because Venus is there. Venus is in the fifth house right now. So you guys are probably already feeling a little bit of romance in your life, Libras. It's going to be fairly romantic by the end of the month. And I think if you express yourself and you communicate with that Mars that's in Scorpio is talking about that Mars that's in Sagittarius, you're really going to be able to feel that. You'll be able to communicate. What I don't want to see, because I've been warning people about this. Saggies love to be right. I know I got Saggy rising in Seattle. And Saggies get on like tangents with causes and things they believe in. And so, with it being in your area of communication, it's possible you guys can get on tangents and just really start communicating about things, and it can blow up. It could get, combustible because it's fire and it's Mars. So I really want you guys to be aware of that so that you don't start arguments with anyone. And And you don't let, like, if someone even comes at you, that you're aware, "Oh, because that Mars in Sagittarius, I'll just let that slide, one of those things. You might find that you have to do that, because that's a good thing about knowing when you know what's going on, or, like someone said, hey, this is going to happen, and it happens, you're like, I knew that was going to happen. So anyway, the other thing is that Venus is going into your sixth house in the sign of Pisces on the 13th. I like that. I like Venus going into the house of work. One, because Venus is your planet, Libra. That's your planet. And wherever Venus goes, it tells me where you go. Okay. So even you, this point, it's work. I would say Libras, it's put in your effort and work and your health, because the sixth house is also health. So I can see Libras doing things that will improve their health. And I made a special video for you, Libras, at the beginning of or the end of December. I hope you find that. And I had said something about January not being your year. Well, that's early January, when you're so much down in the fourth house in Capricorn, and, it's all squaring Libra. How could it possibly be a good month? But once those planets start shifting into Aquarius, that's all going to trine Libra. Then it really starts to be a great month for you guys. Maybe even your best time of the year, if you're like, especially if you're like an early Libra. So be aware of that. Like, you might be just coming into your own time after the 20th, and to be ready for the perk up. The other thing is that on the 10th is such a big day. I've been really spending a lot of time on that. Okay, so on the 10th, Uranus is going direct in Taurus, and that is your eighth house of money. Eighth house of money. That's also your partner, like your partner's money. So with it being Uranus, be aware of that. Be aware that other people may not, if they haven't paid you, you might have to go and do something to get the money. Also, be aware that your partner might do something weird with money, especially with Chiron kind of teetering between the sixth and seventh house, because it's been in Aries, which is your seventh house of partnerships. So I just don't want to see that you've got a partner that does do something with your money. I would be pissed too. Okay, the other thing is, I think I mentioned this, but there is going to be that full moon in Cancer, and that full moon is on the 10th. It is a lunar eclipse. To me, I just feel like people are going to be a little cold when they should be emotional. And this is going to be in your 10th house of career. So you might experience some coldness in your career. And this is really going to come to play, because Saturn's in Capricorn, Pluto's in Capricorn. They're opposing this moon. This full moon is going to be a colder full moon than a lot of people think. I've been trying to tell people, but no one's listening. But I believe this. And it's because it's a full moon being opposed by Saturn, and the full moon's in the 10th house, and that's Saturn's house. Just saying, be aware of it. If your boss or someone at work says something smart ass, just turn the other cheek. I've been telling everyone, turn the other cheek on the 10th. If you can, do it. Believe me. And I think that things are going to perk up when there is that next new moon in Aquarius in the fifth house, because then, it's Aquarius, it's trining Libra, it's a fifth house, it's fun, it's love, it's romance, it's dancing, it's parties, it's just a much better time. Okay. So much love, much light to you, Libra. I'm so glad I didn't do you last this time. And I'm telling you, things are going to perk up by the end of the month. All right. Blessings to you. So it looks like my last one this month